Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to our new kitchen, which you can see just here right behind me. Took us a few months, but we are finally here and I'm so excited to present to you this first video. We are going to make an easy spaghetti recipe today. Also, you will be able to find on this channel any health, fitness related topics, supplements, raw foods, mostly raw food, tiny bit of cooked food. So let's not further waste our time, even by a slightest bit, and let's jump into the recipe. So as I mentioned, we are making an easy spaghetti recipe today with some cheese, well, all made from plants, so that's like everyone's favorite, right? And tomato sauce, and also, don't forget, some extra red kidney beans just to increase that protein intake. I just cannot emphasize enough, most raw food is just don't eat enough beans, legumes in general, which are really like the power food of being on a raw vegan diet. I myself don't even like the word diet, but anyways, it just is what it is. Beans and legumes are really high in protein, fiber, and all kinds of essential minerals and vitamins. Some legumes can be sprouted, like chickpeas and lentils, to be edible. Otherwise, if you're going with cooked beans, I may even suggest, if you really want to level up your game, then to ferment those beans just to have that friendly bacteria already start eating the food and therefore putting it more into the right place, into your large intestine where they belong. For the quote-unquote noodle, we are sparalyzing a few zucchinis. If you really want to fool your family into thinking that they are eating the real one, spaghetti, which I wouldn't really call real, but anyways, then I suggest removing the skin, because just for the looks, because otherwise those remnants of green will still remain there. But anyways, do not throw it away. I suggest keeping them maybe in the fridge or freeze them and then putting into a smoothie later on, so nothing really goes to waste. Then we're adding a little sea salt and olive oil, mixing it all together with the previously spiralized zucchini noodles. And I suggest putting it aside for at least a few minutes, half an hour or so, just to marinate it together, let the salt and olive oil do its job. It will really become the texture of like a real pasta. So while this is marinating on the side, we are making everyone's favorite food, the cheese. It is a really simple recipe, just a few ingredients thrown into the blender. We are going with half a cup of pine nuts, half a cup of cashews, quarter cup of nutritional yeast, half a cup of water, depending on how thick you want it. You can add a little bit more or less, 3 cloves of garlic, and some rosemary. At least that was the original recipe, but I would also add a little bit of salt into it, just a very little. Don't go too much with the salt, it's really not healthy, but a tiny bit is even good for your system. We are then mixing together the cheese with the previously marinated spaghetti, and just at this stage I think you could already serve it to your family or to your friends or to whomever you are making it, and they'd be completely fooled. Like the taste and the looks, I think it's really close to the quote-unquote real one. So now it's time for making the tomato sauce. Also simple ingredients thrown into the blender just like before. This time we are going with 2 cups of fresh tomatoes, 2 cups of sun-dried tomatoes, 2 cups of water. Again, you can increase or decrease the water volume depending on how thick you want it. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I don't go crazy with the oils, but I do believe a little bit of olive oil has its nutritional benefits. Then 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Again, be careful with apple cider vinegar. I've messed up recipes adding too much of it, but it can't hurt, just will hurt your taste buds. And then 4 dates for little mild sweetness, or you can go with maple syrup, maybe raw honey. I know it's not vegan, but honey also has its benefits. Or if you want 0-calorie sweetener, I suggest only these 3 things: stevia, erythritol, or monk fruit, nothing else. Only use these 3 stuff. Then 2 more cloves of garlic and a pinch of sea salt. Then the only thing left is just to plate and present this all nicely together, adding the beans and chopping up some fresh herbs like parsley that I went with today. Also chose to add some red onions because they are really good prebiotics. Everyone should eat raw onions and garlic every day, at least a couple. And also you could maybe even grate some macadamia nuts for those very rare omega-7 fatty acids. I know macadamia nuts are like the priciest nuts on earth, but at least eat 1 or 2 pieces every day, which is really good. If you like the video and would like to see more in the future, please subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the video, also comment, tell me your opinion, maybe if you've made the recipe, share any photos of it, how you taste it, maybe how your family liked it. All this stuff helped the algorithm to boost it, and thank you all for watching.